Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to Surfing the Waves of Life. Layne, Beachley, sorry, and Sadhguru. So anyways, I did skip a little bit of the beginning. Man, he spoiled a lot of stuff in the middle of it. Oh, it spoiled a lot. It spoiled some things, so I had to try to skip that. And then apparently Sadhguru had a mic issue, which I skipped a little bit of that. So hopefully I'm in a good spot. Yeah, 120. So I skipped a little bit at the beginning. Oh, and anyways, it seems interesting. So it's gonna be many parts, of course. I cut it down intentionally so that you cannot watch Sadhguru's video completely without me speaking and without it being complete. Reason why I do that is because you should not be watching this video. If you want to watch Sadhguru's video, go watch it in his channel, not my channel, please. Any one of my video, any one of the videos I'm reacting to. If you want to watch it, please don't watch it on my channel. Watch it on theirs. If you want to watch my reaction to the video, then that's the reason why you're here. Now I can understand if you think I talk too much and all that. And I'm not gonna fight you on that. That is absolutely your prerogative. Sometimes some people do talk too much. I think I do fall into that category. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah.
Made the effort to be here today.
Is he coming?
Have you been turned on?
It's a wrong question.
Ooh! It's that easy, huh?
Because I'm always on.
I was supposed to say that, yeah.
Nobody needs to turn me on.
Okay, just share that gift with us now. How do we turn ourselves on?
One second. Jananam sukadham maranam karunam milanam maduram smaranam karunam kalavashadiha sakalam karunam samayadipate akilam karunam. Namaskar to everyone. Layne, you are the champion, so you lead.
And you are the guru. So, riding here in a taxi this afternoon, I had a lovely Indian driver in our taxi. His name is Suman. He's in the audience here today, this afternoon. And he said, when I drop you to the convention centre, I'm going to park there because I've got a big event to go to. He was very excited. And then one of my passengers said, well, the person who's sitting with the mystic today is in your back seat. He's like, oh my God, Sadhguru is within me. He made this happen. It was like his energy almost exploded out of the car. And that same level of energy and explosion occurred the minute you sat down at the front of this room. It was a whole new experience of a mosh pit. I mean, I'm married to a rock star. I'm used to see people throw themselves at him, but that was next level. People touching you, people crying, people yearning to be near you, to be with you. That's a pretty powerful gift.
It's their love.
It's their love for you.
Not me.
But how does that... It's silly to ask you how does that make you feel, because I know you feel just centeredness in love. But my question is, why do you feel that people desire so strongly to be within your presence, to be within your space, to get so close to you, to touch you, to feel, to be a part of you?
So, see, what is a human being yearning for? It looks like they're looking for different things. But essentially, whether they're seeking education or wealth or money or relationships or whatever, essentially they're looking for some sense of fulfillment. Everybody believes this thing will do it for me. Somebody believes that will do it for me. So, what they believe as what is going to fulfill them may be different. But the common factor is they're looking for fulfillment. If you want fulfillment, you know, different people are doing different things. If you do it on the physical level, seeking fulfillment, it could be food and sexuality, people are seeking fulfillment. If you do it on the mental level, it could be ambition, conquest, or simply shopping. If it's on the emotional level, people are looking for love. So these are all the different ways. See, there are only four things with which we can work. We have a body, we have a mind, we have emotions, and we have fundamental energies, life energies. These are the only four ways they can act. So physical things they have tried, it brings momentary fulfillment, but again you're in square one after some time. Whatever is ambition, whatever is those kind of things, acquiring things in life, all these things are meaningful only when you don't have it. The moment you have it, it means really nothing. Most people are taking pleasure that somebody else doesn't have it and they still value it enjoying other people's failures, you know. But essentially, all things that you desire are meaningful only when you don't have it. The moment you have it, for most people, precious things that they've bought are all like somewhere junk in the house. Hello? How many things that you shopped for have not been touched or looked at for the last 6 months? That says everything, isn't it? So what is the way to remain fulfilled? Fulfillment not as a goal, fulfillment as a process itself, as a life process. So when they find a way, that way can only be inward. So in some way, you're looking there, when you turn around and look here, when you see it's so simple, well, it overwhelms them, you saw.
You say that the way out is actually within.
The only way out is in. There's no other way, because human experience, no matter what, whether it is turbulence or tranquility, whether it's joy or misery, agony or ecstasy, pain or pleasure, everything happens from within. There may be a stimulus from the outside, but it happens from within. Whatever you can instigate with a stimulus, you can also instigate consciously without any stimulus from outside. It's like if you had a car in 1950s, morning you had to push start it. Today your car is self-start, I believe, not your surfboard, but cars are self-start.
Yeah.
So, the question is this: whatever is your experience happens within you. Do you want it to be in such a way it is on self-start or it needs a push from outside? When you find a self-start, then everything that you want is right here. You don't have to run after anything. What you do in the world is as it's needed. People keep asking me, Sadhguru, what drives you like this? 7 days of the week, 365 days. I said, nothing drives me, I drive. Nothing drives me. I'm essentially lazy, but they're not giving me 1 day break.
The challenge that we have, though, quite often, that when we go within is often filled with fear, anxiety, anguish, sadness. So how do we navigate this inner turmoil to create inner peace?
See, when we say within, where does anxiety, anger, this, that happen? I'm just asking a simple question to all of them. The human misery, whatever type of misery, these are all different names for misery, unpleasantness. Where is the manufacturing unit for human misery? Melbourne, is it? Where is it? In your mind. So you are just going into the mental space and thinking it's full of all this. No. In mind you can do whatever you want. As an experiment right now, if I ask you to close your eyes and think of a mountain, can you do it?
Yes.
Vividly. You can. Ocean, of course you can do it.
Absolutely.
So I'm saying, you can go to any place in your mind. People have dreams which are more real than real for many of them. Simply because in your mind you can create any image. That is the beauty of human mind, that you can create whatever image you want. So you can build whatever you want mentally.
Beauty as well as disaster. I should say that too, because yes, you can think of the prettiest things in your mind, but you can also think of the most terrible things in your mind, which is the reason why you have anxiety or the suffering. Let's just call it suffering.
But if you start believing it's true, then generally this will get labeled as neurotic. Let's say you build a castle in the air and you start believing it's true, then you're neurotic. If you start living there, you're psychotic. But a third person will come and collect rent for that castle, that is a psychiatrist. You can build whatever you want in your mind, but you must know it is just a psychological structure. If you start thinking it's real, then you have all these problems, anxieties, fears, depressions, this, that, because you're believing structures that you built up in your mind.
Okay, the way I interpreted that, I meant to do this, but it's the sheer fact that you're thinking of things that doesn't exist. Like, your bills. I mean, your bills do exist, but it's like you're presenting… Your bills are not due today. They're due in a week. But you're suffering from something that hasn't happened yet. So that's the illusion, is that you are suffering in an imagination. Your bills will be due, but not today, but yet you are suffering them today. You have work in the week and you're dreading it because you know it's going to be painstaking for whatever reason it may be. It's not happening today, it's something in the future that doesn't exist yet. It will happen, but it hasn't happened yet. It's not now. It's not in the now, and you're suffering something that's in the future. Much like the past. Anything that you regret in the past or you suffered in the past and then you're bringing it up today. Again, it's something that has already happened, but it's not happening now. I guess that's the key term there. It's not in the now, and you're suffering something that's not in the now. The castles is I think more of a metaphor to problems in life. That in believing it to be real, I guess. Well, maybe I'm speaking a little bit too much here. I mean, not too much, but speaking out of turn here. But let me just put it this way. I also interpreted that the castles, while it may be false, not real at the moment, but these are problems in the future or problems in the past. And believing it to be real is something that you're saying that's happening now. It's happening right now, when in reality it's going to happen. Maybe, most likely, pretty high chance, within reason, and then things in the past, which has already happened and it's not happening again in the now.
You're not able to differentiate between psychological structures and existential realities. When you misunderstand your psychological drama as existential, then there is no hope. Hello? You should know, I can make anything, I can sit here and fall in love. I can sit here and hate somebody who doesn't exist. Anything you want, you can do in your mind. But you have lost that freedom to do anything you want. You have become compulsive as to what you can do. That's the only problem. So this is a journey from compulsiveness to consciousness. So if they've taken 1 or 2 steps, they're thinking it's too fantastic already. I want them to walk further, but they want to fall down. No, I want you've taken 2 steps, and if it's feeling so fantastic, if you make the entire journey, how fabulous it'll be. That's what you need to do. Not thinking, this is it, Sadhguru, I got it. That's not the point. 2 steps are looking so wonderful, you must go all the way, isn't it? Hello?
Yes.
Say yes, no? Please.
So how do we develop that process? How do we create that sense of
See,
peace.
always anything spiritual, the word spiritual is one of the most corrupted words
Yes.
because it's been captured by all kinds of people. Because spirits means there are some ghosts and goblins who will come and do this and that stuff, otherwise they're in heaven and they come, whatever. This has been captured. Essentially, let me define this. See, this is physical. How did you get this? When you were a child, when you were born, you were only this much, now you become this much. How did it happen? Just the food that you've eaten, isn't it? It's an accumulation over a period of time. Whatever you have in your mind, that is also accumulation of impressions. Whatever you accumulate can be yours, but cannot be you, isn't it? What I gather can belong to me, but cannot be me, is that so? Hey, I'm talking to you, huh? I'm usually speaking to live people. I'm not a cemetery speaker, okay?
Oh, we'll just turn your mic off.
Now, the very way you are is such that what you gather and who you are is all mixed up. It is true you gathered this body over a period of time, hello?
Yes.
It is true, all the content of your mind you gathered over a period of time. But now you think it's me. So right now, you know, this vessel has become very famous because it's been sitting next to me for some years now. If I suddenly say, this is my vessel, you will say, it looks like Sadhguru has some problem, but everybody says he's wise, so let's listen some more. After some time, I say, this is me. Then you say, let's go. Because this is a clear case, hello? If you believe yourself to be something other than what you are, that is a medical case, hello? Yes or no?
Yes.
So right now, that's all that's happened. See, all the countless number of people who walked on this planet before you and me, where are they? Topsoil, oh, this also, all the best. They're topsoil. This also will become topsoil. Hello? I'll bless you with a long life, but anyway you will die, is it okay? Hello? It's not my wish. Because nobody is negotiating life and death, we're only negotiating little more time. Hello? Little more time we want, that's all. We want all our enemies to die and then die, what do you say? All our competitors.
No, my competitors wanted me to die.
So, essentially, what we gather, we put it back, it's very simple. But somehow when we sit here, we think absolutely this is me. So once you make this mistake that you don't know which is you, which is not you. I sat on this chair for a long time, then I start thinking, this is me. Just see how ugly it becomes. Wherever I walk, this seat is sticking to me and I walk with it. How ugly it becomes. That's how it is. The moment you get identified with something that you are not, something turns ugly. Because now fears, anxiety, simply if something happens, there is a problem, nothing happens, there is a problem. Tell me one damn thing that human beings are not suffering.
This is something that was said in the very beginning. I was thinking, they don't suffer bliss. But, I mean, obviously this is something that we kind of know, but they don't know. And it's something that's very interesting that he said here, the fact that like when I identify as this couch, or when I'm identified with the couch, or as the couch, that it becomes ugly. You know, imagine me walking with this couch attached to me. I'm guessing it's going to be in his butt, and that was what I was imagining, and him trying to scoot over through like some doors and stuff. But in becoming ugly, it's like, yeah, okay, I get it. But I don't know if they understand the fact that, I guess, I know Sadhguru talks about this when we start identifying ourselves with identities, identifying identities, like your religion, your race, your skin color, your eye color, your hair color, your belief in something, religion or not religion, or a state, country, East Coast or West Coast, different kinds of a doctor, whatever it may be. Because I'm sure there are people out there who hate doctors. There are people out there who hate whatever. There's just hate for about everything, and the things that they hate is these identities. And what causes hate is these identities as well. I'm going to sit there and say this, that not all all identities don't necessarily generate hate. A doctor does not generate hate, but people do hate doctors. It is intentional hate because a doctor, what is a doctor supposed to do? A genuine doctor. Heal, take care of people, hope and make them feel better. But there are people out there who hate doctors because they think they're false, they're witch doctors, or they're whatever. I don't know what reasoning they would have. I don't know if there is people out there who hate doctors. I wouldn't doubt it. But just because of that identity, the identity itself is not neither good nor bad. It has no attached badness to it, I guess, or goodness for that. Well, it has goodness, but generally speaking, it's because a doctor can do evil stuff and a doctor can do bad stuff. So that's the reason why I say it's neither attached good nor bad, because it's all dependent on the person that's doing it. Most of the time, it's good. But what was that? There are some people, I think I was trying to say that, some people who just, when they see doctor, they just hate them. Not because the person is bad, but just the word itself is associated with something terrible, so they hate the person that's a doctor. And this goes a little bit more into any kind of identity. There are people out there who hate people with a certain skin color, so, and they don't even know the person, so, that definitely exists in the world, so it's easy to assume that maybe even a doctor, people hate doctors.
They are not educated, they suffer that. Put them to school, they suffer endlessly. If they're poor, they suffer poverty. Make them rich, they suffer taxes. If they're not married, they suffer that. Get them married. I did not say anything. I did not say anything. They are only. So you look… seems like you're suffering everything, let's give you death, they'll suffer that. You suffer life, you suffer death, you suffer everything. If it happens, if it doesn't happen, where is the problem? The problem is just this. We have given you, we means nature, has given you a very sophisticated computer out here, but you don't know where the keyboard is. So you keep knocking yourself like this, like this, like that, something works. Many times these days all the young people have this habit of keeping their smartphone in their hip pocket, and whenever they sit, it calls somebody. Okay? Bum touch, not
Bum touch.
If you keep it here, it calls somebody. Will it call who you want? No, if you want to call who you want, you have to do the right thing. So right now, this is all that's happening with one's mind. The most fantastic faculty that you have compared to any other creature on this planet, you have a better brain than Wombat. Hello?
Wombat? What?
Some of you are not agreeing. You have a better brain than any other damn creature on this planet, yes or no? More complex, more sophisticated, but just see how much misery human beings are manufacturing. If you remove half their brains, they would be peaceful. This is what they're trying to do. This is a weekend, I don't know how you're here. They're trying to soak their brains in alcohol so that…
Peace.
See, if you take away the potential, the problem is always gone. But is that the way to deal with your life? Take away the possibilities, then problem is also gone. So, how do we handle this? The first and foremost thing is, if you sit here, this is the basic program, many of them… I don't know how many of you been through in engineering, have you? Oh, I don't know, oh, that's why. So the simple process is this, if you sit here, you become conscious, your body is here, your mind is there, what is you is a little away, little space. Once there is a little space between you and your physical realities and your psychological realities, this is the end of suffering, because there are only two kinds of sufferings in your life, physical suffering and mental suffering. Little distance, suddenly, they are not a problem. And once you create little distance, the nature of your body and the nature of your mind is 100% clear to you. See, for example, you know, whether this earth is flat or round. Big discussion. For 1,000 years we've been arguing about this. The man who said it is round was poisoned to death because everybody believed it's flat. It's just then we started navigating the oceans, we saw maybe it is round, but still we don't know. Then somebody took off and started flying. Oh, almost definitely it's round, but not sure. Someone went and stood on the moon and looked down, 100% round. Distance, isn't it? If we were walking on this planet, doing no other means of transportation, we were just walking on this planet, we would still be arguing the same thing, is it round or flat? Even now if you walk up and down here, your experience of life is it's a flat earth, isn't it? But it's round, we know that now beyond any doubt. See, suppose you just came from Japan, I heard. So, suppose you're going to the airport, you're in a rush, but there's a traffic jam. Now, this traffic jam causes so much suffering. Then somehow you got there, got into the plane and your plane took off. Then you look down, traffic jams look so pretty, red lights and white lights, you know. Have you seen them from the airplane? How pretty they are, but when you're in it… So this is all, your whole mental turmoil, when you're in it, it's like that. If you're little above it, you know the nature of your mind. Dealing with it is very simple.
Real quick, I actually just thought of this. I mean, he talks about the distance thing, and I don't know why… I don't know why I thought of this, hopefully I still remember it. But he talks about how when you're disconnected from the problem, you can kind of see the… well, beauty is a bit much to say. But like, the traffic jam, when you're in it, you know, it's terrible, it sucks, you hate it, you're suffering. When you're flying over it, and I know what he's talking about, I flown on planes and I love looking at the lights. It's like, ooh, that's so cool, you know. Because there's a distance between the problem and you. And essentially that's the thing I was trying to say, is the fact that, you know, I'm sure most of you probably got that, but but the sheer fact that, you know, when there's that disconnect, he talks about in the very beginning where there's this distance between who you are and your physical and mental realities. To me, distance is a weird way to say it. How I would put it, at least how I see it in my mind, is that physical and mental and who I am, I mean, it's not necessarily distance, it's just that it's different. The physical, let's just use my example, what I believe. Our consciousness is… my consciousness is in my mind. Somehow is it generated or whatever, I don't know. You know, it's irrelevant, you know, if we can't figure out the answer, I'm not going to sit or suffer through it. It's like, oh my gosh, is it in my brain, or is it out in the sky, or is it in my toes, or is it somewhere else? You know, I'm not going to worry about it. I have it, that's all I know. I don't need to, you know, I mean, if I'm sitting here trying to study consciousness, then yes, that's my job, I'm going to try to figure it out. But it's not, so I have consciousness, where is it at? Not sure. I assume brain, makes sense to me, okay. But my consciousness and my emotions and my physical body are different. I understand that, you know, when my physical body suffers, I suffer. When my brain suffers, my brain suffers. If I'm emotional, I'm emotional. All these are not me, but separate from me, but I'm aware of it. I'm made aware of it by my body. The chemicals. I mean, emotional is chemicals, physical. Emotions are physical, your body's physical. But there is a emotion thing, which is just physical chemicals. So can we say emotional is physical too? I mean, technically it is. But we separate it because it's it's a way of explaining. I guess it is. We can say it is a subcategory of physical because it's a bit of a different thing. Whereas physical harm is more of you can actually see it externally, I suppose. You can see it not just externally, but like it's a thing that you can see. Chemicals, we can't really see chemicals in our body. So that's the reason for the emotional. So everything is technically physical, just emotion is more of a chemical things which we can't really see, whereas physical is more like, you can't see a broken bone if your bone's still inside your, skin or whatever. So it's not like something that we can see, but if we cut it open then we can see it. That's the reason why it's kind of stuttering there. So anyways, so the physical and me, while my consciousness may be in my brain, I know that that is me. I know my emotions are something separate, and I know that my body is something separate. We may be working in conjunction, but my emotion is not me. My body is not me. I am me. I am I. Where that I is, don't know. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. It's just for me, that's how I think about things. When I get emotional, I haven't really been too emotional lately, but when I do, I understand that it's something separate from me, and that I don't have to act upon that emotion. Just because I look at it as more of like a benefit thing. Like, does it benefit me to suffer? No, so why suffer? It's really weird. There's many ways the way you can think about it to help you cope with it or to help you understand it so that you don't suffer from it. Like for me, it's kind of is it pleasant to be suffering? No. So why would I do that? It's not fun to suffer. It's not good for other people to see you suffer. It's not beneficial in any way. So why suffer? So these are different ways. Like maybe someone is very like, I need to make sure everything I do benefits me. So does suffering benefit me? No. So I don't do it. Does suffering make me happy? No. So don't do it. It's very simple. It's very simple, but at the same time kind of hard. Because it almost seems like there's just a switch that you turn on and off. No, it's not. It's more of an understanding for me.
Once you know the nature of your mind, you're a surfer. Your body does what you want. That's why you're a champion, all right? There are many people, if you put them on the board, they'll fall all over the place.
Mostly.
Because their body doesn't take instructions from them. It's as simple as that. So, shall I check these people, all the people? How many of you can get your right hand like this? Please try this. Wow, not bad at all. Can you get it here, your right hand? Please try this. Wow, so much control you have. Can you do this? Fantastic. Try to do this with your mind. You want to put it here, it goes there. You want to put it there, it goes somewhere else. You want to put it there, it's gone. So, when you have a faculty like this, if you want it to go here, it goes there. It's dangerous to live. Hello?
Yeah.
So this is why so much fear. Because basic faculties are not in your hands. And if I ask you a simple question, all of you, would you like a sharp mind or a blunt mind?
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right there. Well, it depends. I can't remember if my first time ever hearing this with Sadhguru, I don't know if I said this or not, but it all depends on what I need. You will not be able to cut a nail into a wood. You will need a blunt object to hammer that nail into the wood. So sharp or blunt depends on the tools that I need. But he's more talking along the lines of the usefulness, how, I guess, essentially your mind is a tool that you use to cut. So would you rather have it sharp or blunt? As opposed to saying, do you need a sharp tool or a blunt tool? I guess my mind went to the fact that, it depends on what you need it for. If you need to cut, then you want a sharp mind. If you need to hammer something down, you need a blunt mind. But anyways, I'm going to pause it right here. This is going to be the first part, and there's going to be a few parts of this. It's quite a long one. I saw this, I thought it was pretty, the title, Surfing the Waves of Life, Layne Beachley, I don't know who she is. Beachley, sorry, I keep saying Blanchley, and Sadhguru. So if you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, the sound down below. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next vid.